Hello, Anujay. Hello, Deepak. Good morning. How are you? आज का क्या डेटा है कोविड का? Is our health system collapsing? Yes, 2.75 lakhs case and 1620 deaths. You know, the Chief Minister of Delhi has declared that we are unable to deal with the COVID. हमारे पास सिस्टम बहुत कम है, मतलब हमारे पास सीट्स बहुत कम है. What do you think that is Indian health system collapsing due to massive surge of COVID-19, particularly in phase 2? This is phase 2, right? Or wave 2, whatever you say. What do you think, Arunjay? Okay, what is the Indian variants of COVID? Double mutant? पता है बहुत ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन कोविड से ही होगा. 3-4 क्वेश्चन जरूर होंगे. इंडियन वेरिएंट नेम, डू यू नो? I think this is the. Yes, Arinjay, Deepak Manohar. This is a question that is Indian health system collapsing due to the massive surge of COVID case? Arinjay?
Sir, I wouldn't say collapsing, but I would say that it reveals out the unpreparedness and the actual image of the Indian health sector, which it was.
How much the Indian system will take? You know how much time we need to take for preparedness? 1 year? Bolo.
So it has been stated that the effects will be felt till means after the COVID is over, which I don't know when it will be. So the effects will be felt for about a decade, because that's how long the India is going to take to recover from this crisis.
Right.
And today also it was given that the India has done foolishly when it compared itself with the European nations.
Right.
Earlier as to their development, because as we see the nations which is adjacent to India, the South Asian nations such as Bangladesh, they have managed to handle the COVID-19 much more efficiently and effectively as compared to India. But India never highlighted those things.
Right.
And it also had it also had 14 months to prepare for it, but they diverted their resources to some other.
What do you mean by collapsing? And the word, why do you don't want to use the word collapsing? See, we don't have oxygens, we don't have bed, we don't have hospital. The chhodi do hospitals, to sara no ICUs, right? Nothing. What do you need more to collapse, Deepak? Even the government is declaring that we are unable to cope up. The Arvind Kejriwal has already declared that we are not able to. Yes,
Kejriwal today, in the newspaper also it was given that Kejriwal has said that Delhi right now has a massive surge of cases, but we have less than 100 ICU beds.
Right.
Telangana was declared, sorry, Hyderabad was declared day before yesterday that it has no oxygen supply for the hospitals.
एमपी कहीं पर नहीं है ऑक्सीजन,
Yes,
कहीं
sir.
पर नहीं, कहीं पर नहीं है. So what do you want more for the collapsing? Now, how can you categorize what is the qualifier of collapsing? कैसे बोलेंगे हम ये collapse हो गया या अभी preparedness नहीं था? Yes, Priya, do you think that Indian health system collapsing due to the surge of COVID?
Not collapsing, sir, but the means India should focus on the we can say the health sector, sir. As the government has to give more fund, as we saw in case of COVID-19. In the starting, we only have, I think, the 1,000 ventilators only in India. We saw there should be a means a proper fund for the health sector for the every state. So the one committee was there which recommend that the means the 6% of GDP, I think it should be for
No,
the
for that education. That was for education. I think was that for education? Education में भी 6% था, किसी ने 10% कहा. 6% was actually. Which committee you are talking about?
I'm not able to recall.
Okay, recall
sir.
that
It was
commission. Fine, fine.
not
Go ahead.
for health sector also was there. I'm not properly recall, sir. So it should be there. And after that, the government, the PMJ government come up with the Ayushman Bharat, and also providing the as we read in the planning commission, that is the bare necessities that the government has covered in their economic survey, the providing of bare necessities. And after that, the government talks about the livelihood is more important than the means the life is more important, as in case the government like decided with the to go with the lockdown. And in case of health sector, ESIS was there, and the survey was there. Government is working for the, we can say ke, in case of Maharashtra also we saw ke, in case of Maharashtra and Himachal Pradesh, the area was there in which there was a setup of we can say, I'm not able to recall the name of that area. There was a setup of beds were there in case of Maharashtra in the trains itself. So the yes. Now
Why it is okay? So we don't have. Let me argue with you people. We don't have oxygen. We don't have beds. No ICU. No, you know, and that is, you know, it's deaths are increasing. How can you say that? How can you say that the health system is not collapsing? What do we need more to say that system has collapsed? Because particularly the health system, particularly now we are talking about the COVID, you know, this time when the 2.5 lakh 3 lakh आ रहे हैं, क्या चाहिए अब कोलैप्स करने के लिए? और हम हॉस्पिटल में सीट्स नहीं है, अगर आपको कुछ हुआ तो नो बेड्स, नथिंग. Any argument, anything do you want to say? Any? Arinjay? Don't you want to speak?
Sir, so as far as our health sector is considered, sir, India is grappling with
economic survey 2021 में कितना % health पे बढ़ाया गया?
Right now, I think it is around 1.5, 1.15. I think.
कितना %?
1.5% of our GDP, sir.
अच्छा, बट पिछले साल से अगर कंपेयर करें तो कितना %?
काफी
बहुत ज्यादा
इस बार impetus दिया थोड़ा, though the
बहुत
target
ज्यादा
was 2.5%.
It's more than 137. It was around more 137% than the last year, right? And most of the money is going to the for vaccination. Yes, Arinjay, come. Go ahead. Yes, क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि collapse नहीं कर रहा है?
उस हिसाब से तो if we look at the mortality rate of India compared to rest of the developed countries and the developing countries, we could by those numbers, by those statistics, we could have said this even a lot earlier that our health system is collapsing by those standards.
Yes.
Well, we have a whole concoction of diseases, and both communicable and non-communicable to deal with.
Right.
People die of a lot more illnesses, lot more serious illnesses in lot greater numbers than COVID.
Right.
Merely imposing a lockdown and aggravating the economic situation for the economic weaker sections and the disadvantaged groups would cause greater stress to the economy, and that will definitely collapse the economy, if not the health infrastructure, and that needs to be given impetus, because that will literally throw us back 21 years ago. That's our state. In fact, our state during when the LPG reforms were rolled out, our situation back then. So we cannot afford that, because we will definitely come out of this health crisis in maybe, if not in the next year, then maybe in the next 3-4 years. And these diseases will persist, sir, but
let's hope so. Yes, it will persist. So we have.
Because even malaria is persisting, dysentery, cholera, they all are persisting.
Corona was always there. Corona. Yeah, it was this is fifth stage. You know that. Corona, this is the fifth stage. And we don't have clue about this virus. ये तो simple flu है. मतलब फ्लू तो ही है, और क्या है ये, राइट? फोर्थ स्टेज तक तो हमारे पास था ही, सर्दी, खांसी, बुखार होना, उल्टी होना, ये सब तो था ही, राइट? दिस इज द फिफ्थ स्टेज, राइट, अबाउट व्हिच वी डोंट हैव टू मच क्लू. यस, ओके. इंडियन वेरिएंट का नाम क्या है? एनीवन? उसके बाद हम बजट शुरू करेंगे, एनुअल फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट बेसिकली. नो? ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट. इट्स कहते हैं इसको B.1.167. यही है, am I right? Or some digit change? Anyone? Deepak, Arinjay, Manohar, Prince, Priya?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
Might have come up with some news reel, but मैं देखता नहीं हूँ सर.
It's your double mutant, right? This is जो maximum इंडिया में पा रहे हैं लोगों को अंदर पा रहे हैं, यही है actually, and it is a double mutant. न्यूज़पेपर में आ रहा है, डेली आ रहा है इसके बारे में, मतलब मैक्सिमम 2-3 दिन में तो आ ही जा रहा है इसके बारे में. You should read. And what about the African and UK का जो वेरिएंट है और साउथ अफ्रीकन वेरिएंट है? Are you aware about it? This is all current affair. No problem. Let's see how budget. Okay. Budget in the parliament. Let's start.
Sir.
Yeah.
So why did the government did not take appropriate measures during this time? Because last time they were demonizing the whole Tablighi Jamaat for it when the cases were not on the high. But right now, the government, I thought, means it's like it's now a secondary thing for them. It seems like last time our PM was holding up a placard and saying "Koi road pe na chale corona," and the next time he was
corona means koi road pe na chale na.
We were seen doing massive rallies. So it seems that the elections in India is much more important to them. He's behaving more like a politician than a prime minister right now.
In fact, it is true whether we accept it or not.
Means even people are also at fault. This is
We-
because
in UP, you know, 1 minute, कितना फाइन है यूपी में पता आपको मास्क नहीं पहनने का?
2000 था ना,
10,000 अगर दोबारा पकड़े गए तो फर्स्ट टाइम 1,000 अगर दोबारा पकड़े गए तो 10,000, right? But have you seen you know, the prime minister or the home minister wearing mask while addressing rallies? Do we have moral authority to make such a law if our prime minister and home minister are not wearing masks? This is a question of ethics, and you may answer better than me myself, right? And election how उसी दिन मैंने बोला कि how election has become imperative, right? How election has become an end in itself, right? So anyhow, this should be conquered, won, right? And we have seen that the previous year how Tablighi Jamaat was demonized, of course. And then we allowed initially कहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है उत्तराखंड में क्या बोलते हैं उसको क्या हो रहा है गंगा नहा रहे हैं तो क्या बोलते हैं उसको कुंभ, yes. But after lots of criticism from not media but social media, part of the media also criticized. Now on 17th April it was actually withdrawn, right? So I don't know whether you should answer this question. Parinjay,
Yes, sir.
how the question has been asked by Deepak Gill. Deepak, can you reiterate your question?
This one, that the election has taken the front seat during this COVID-19 pandemic, and the COVID-19 pandemic is not being given adequate attention, because of which the loss means there has been a lot of casualties. So it was pertaining to that what kind of a message our own ministers and leaders are sending by not wearing those type of means not wearing masks or taking appropriate caution.
Okay, now just one by one. Arinjay, what do you want to say on it?
Sir, I have to address what, sir? I have to question the morality of such an action.
Exactly. Do we, the government has authority to issue, you know, fine 10,000 to the general public when the prime minister and and the home ministers are addressing massive rally without mask?
Yes, it does seem absurd. Like even when we are traveling in our own private vehicles,
Right.
we are supposed to wear masks, but out in the open, we can see in the most common and the almost open public spaces, people are, rampantly, they are disobeying such orders, let alone, our own national leaders
Right.
who are supposed to set an example, set a precedent for people to
Exactly.
follow, but they are merely imitating or shadowing the, how to say what this. They're doing exactly what the people are doing, and they're not,
They should not have done it, right?
They should have set a different
Set an
example.
example, right? by
Yeah, but
wearing
they are
double
not,
mask.
even they have lost that enthusiasm they had about a year back.
Right.
And it is quite understandable that the election season might have a lot of a big role to play in that.
Are we preparing mass suicide by doing such elections, such rallies? Because we are gathering masses at one place of time during this election, and mass
And
gathering means
we are posting about that.
mass spreadness of the COVID, right? And mass spreadness may lead to the mass death, isn't it, Arinjay?
If
Isn't it?
we are perpetually creating massive, we used to call them super spreaders, right? Back
So
in the day.
exactly super
Now
spreader.
that term has completely, disappeared. Nobody cares of who's a super spreader. Then that time there was this Kanika, what was her name? Some celebrity got completely socially, psychologically lynched because of her one, foolhardy measure to go out and,
Yeah,
get part of some festivities and some celebrations. And these
right.
election rallies are like mass celebrations in some form or the other. And the people, whether be it any religious occasion, be it Ramadan, be it be it Baisakhi, or be it the Kumbh, people are
Yeah.
rampantly, they are
Mm.
completely flouting the established norms. Well, the
Even
norms itself
Holi,
are not.
even Holi. What is the triggering point of this surge of COVID? Do you think that Holi was the time?
Yes, sir, but I don't like.
Maybe I
I
don't want.
didn't.
I'm unable to find what was
Yeah, I didn't.
triggering point.
I didn't notice much because I myself haven't been out of the house for quite some time. So I barely get out. We obviously back in December situation was different. We were in the hopes that it is coming down, so it
Exactly.
is
Even
going to.
January, February was something different.
Right, sir. But sir, within that time, what might have happened? Like
I don't know.
people had already started, people had already started flouting the norms from October end itself. I was
Yeah.
observing this. What
Yeah.
happened? I believe so. This mutation might have happened around that period, and I've seen this is a common trend which will be occurring with such type of viruses. Even in 1917, the second wave which came was
Right.
much more deadlier than the first one. You can say
First
that
one.
the
Yeah.
first one was facing was a more milder, lesser contagious one. So might be that the virus might have learned and might have
What happened in
countered.
March? I don't know what has happened in March. And even
Even
you see after Holi,
like,
it's really exponentially increased. Anyway, Apriya, do you want to respond? Ethical part of the question.
About what's the rally of the government means they are more giving their importance to the political scenario as well
Has government
as
authority, moral authority to issue or to fine 10,000 rupees when the Prime Minister was, without mask addressing a massive rally?
yes, sir.
I'm
So
talking
the
about moral authority. Moral authority. Yeah.
yes, sir. As we know, the Prime Minister is considered as the head of the government, as the
Yeah.
President as the head of the people. So,
People,
if as the head of the government, in any case, if we saw in any calamity or any kind of disaster happen, we saw the means all the civilians they are just looking at the means a Prime Minister will boost our morale.
Right.
Means a state, a country depend upon the prime minister as a head of the government. Means
Right.
he will and in case of state we saw the CM as the head of the government, that the steps taken by the PM to cope up with any kind of disaster. If we and nowadays we saw the massive rallies for the political scenario or for the political agenda, and our home minister, and not a particular minister, but also we saw the various ministers. They are like giving their
all political leaders,
they are-
all political leaders, yes.
Yes, sir. They are only conscious about their political image, not about the scenario that has happened in India
That's going on.
nowadays.
That's going on.
That
Yeah.
is the COVID-19, sir. So there should be the more emphasis of the government should be on the scenario that has in India now. That is the pandemic in India, not toward the political scenario, because the live as the government has their own mentioned in the economic survey that the livelihood is more important than any other thing. So they should also focus on the thing that they had taught, like the livelihood is more important than any political agenda or any political scenario. So
Is Prime Minister livelihood based on election? Because
no, sir. Like they are giving their emphasis on their political image, or to remain in that political scenario. They are not totally, but they have that tilt toward their political image also. So it
and you know the Prime Minister, maybe any leaders has their livelihood based on election, whether they will win or not. If they will win, they will continue. If they will lose, they will lose their.
Yes, sir. So here we can take example of like the Rajiv Gandhi when he was the PM. So there was a Shah Bano case, that is the triple talaq bill. There also the Supreme Court gave the verdict that the triple talaq bill, that the person they have to give alimony, I think, to the women. That was the verdict. That was, yes, sir, maintenance to the women. That was the verdict of the Supreme Court. But there also to be in the political image, the Rajiv Gandhi come up with the bill, or we can say the act, in which it was not means the person has to give alimony only for, I think, the 1 year. This was the act that Rajiv Gandhi come up with to remain in the political image. So there we can say that some, not all, but some of the leaders have that tilt toward to remain in that.
Okay, Prince, कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप इस पे?
सर अगर एथिक्स के हिसाब से देखा जाए तो सर गवर्नमेंट का काम होता है, और खासतौर पे पीएम का और होम मिनिस्ट्री का काम। होम मिनिस्ट्री के साथ होती है इसलिए ताकि लोगों के अंदर मतलब एक तरीके से रूल एंड लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को मेंटेन किया जा सके अच्छे से। किसी भी तरीके की कोई भी अगर कोई क्राइसिस है तो उसको कैसे डील करनी है उसके साथ उसको देखा जा सके। लेकिन अगर वही सब जो उनके मेन लीडर हैं वही सब इन सब चीजों को मतलब ज्यादा से ज्यादा बढ़ावा देंगे, तो फिर उस हिसाब से देखा जाए तो सर ये एथिक्स के हिसाब से तो ये बहुत बुरा है, क्योंकि नहीं होना चाहिए। क्योंकि एक मोरल ड्यूटी भी बनती है हमारी। हम मिनिस्टर बाद में है, लेकिन एक मोरल ड्यूटी पहले है कि हम अपनी तरफ से किसी को हम, क्योंकि अब आप सर एक चीज होती है ना कि एक तो सिर्फ एक इंसान होता है, एक वो इंसान क्या है वो होता है। तो वो इंसान इस टाइम पे प्राइम मिनिस्टर है या होम मिनिस्टर है, कोई भी मिनिस्टर है, तो उसकी वैल्यूज अलग होती हैं उस टाइम पे। तो उनकी कही हुई बातों को लोग मानते हैं, उसको फॉलो करते हैं, उनके बात को। तो इस हिसाब से सब एक चीज होती है कि कोई भी पॉलिटिशियन पार्टी हो, तो चाहे वो बीजेपी हो, कांग्रेस हो, कुछ भी हो, वो अगर गलत करेंगे ना तो उसको सही में दिखाएंगे कि हमने काम तो गलत किया है पर वो हमने किया सही है। तो एक हिसाब से देखा जाए सर, तो अगर इलेक्शन है ठीक है, इलेक्शन होने चाहिए, इलेक्शन नहीं रुकने चाहिए, लेकिन रैलीज वगैरह और ये ह्यूज गैदरिंग थोड़ा सा
प्रोसेस कंटिन्यू होना चाहिए, बट जो वे है वो चेंज हो जाएगा।
यस सर। अब जैसे अभी इलेक्शन कमीशन ने किया है, अब जैसे लास्ट के मतलब 4 जो रह गए हैं उनमें उन्होंने किया है कि कोई रैली नहीं होगी, कोई ह्यूज मतलब मासेस होगा नहीं किसी भी तरीके का। तो उसको इलेक्शन कमीशन का अच्छा स्टेप है ये। और उनको भी जैसे अभी आपने बताया उनको भी उन्होंने सस्पेंड कर दिया, वो अच्छा स्टेप है। हाँ जी,
ये
वो भी बहुत अच्छा सर।
ये भी एक्चुअली कुंभ में जो अलग अलग अखाड़ा हैं उन लोगों ने सेल्फ इनिशिएटिव लिया है।
यस 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 यस
राइट, आपने शायद कौन अखाड़ा था, मैं जूना अखाड़ा,
जूना अखाड़ा,
जूना
यस सर, यस जूना अखाड़ा।
उन लोगों ने बिल्कुल विड्रॉ किया, देन गवर्नमेंट ने जाकर के विड्रॉ किया। राइट, बट गवर्नमेंट को पहले इनिशिएटिव लेना है। आप ठीक है, देखना है कि whether we are going in the right direction or wrong. You have to convince the people कि this is the right way, this is the wrong way. Anyway, Manohar, do you want to say anything? Okay, let's talk about, हमारा बहुत टाइम चला गया, बजट, एनुअल फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट क्या है ये? प्रिया, what is this annual financial statement?
So annual financial statement, is it the means the government will decide like on a budget, that where they will allocate the budget and what are the outcomes or the outgoing what will be the outcomes of that budget from there, they are allocating the budget or make a kind of proper planning for that.
What is budget?
So a budget is like we can say a thing where the government or the finance minister, they will decide where they have to allocate the fund and what will be the outcome of that allocation of fund. A kind of proper budget, like when the budget has formed, the various ministries schemes like the environment ministries and the various ministry, they will say like we need this amount of budget for our infrastructure, and they will say we need this amount of budget. So for that, taking that in a regard, the finance minister or
so
make
you are talking about income part and then expenditure part, right?
Yes sir, revenue and expenditure.
यही बात करें ना आप?
Yes sir.
तो यही एक्चुअली बजट होता है। कोई भी गवर्नमेंट, आपका घर का बजट क्या होता है? और इंजॉय, व्हाट इज द बजट ऑफ योर anyone's home?
How much expenditure they are going to be incurring and how much they are going to be investing.
Exactly.
How much they will be saving.
Right.
And for what purpose? कितनी priorities दी जाती on that.
It's income and expenditure, right? कि what would be the source of income and what would be the, how we will expend. हम खर्चा कैसे करेंगे और जो सोर्स ऑफ इनकम क्या क्या है हमारा, यही तो होता है मोटा मोटी। फाइन, सिमिलरली सरकार का भी बजट का वही होता है। बजट मींस द रिसिप्ट and estimated receipt and expenditure, estimated expenditure, right? So लिखना है, but budget is not mentioned in Indian Constitution. प्रिंस, बजट मेंशन है इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में?
नहीं।
तो फिर क्या बोलते हैं इसको? बजट के अलावा नहीं, इसको बोलते हैं एनुअल फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट। क्या बोलते हैं?
एनुअल फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट।
एनुअल
आर्टिकल 112।
यस, आर्टिकल 112, एनुअल फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट। The word budget is not mentioned in the Constitution. Fine, right? So what is annual financial statement? Right, annual financial statement or budget, you can see it, budget is equal to, it is statement of estimated receipts and expenditure, estimated expenditure. of the government of India. In a one financial year. In one financial year. एक फाइनेंशियल ईयर में जो एस्टिमेटेड रिसीप्ट्स और एक्सपेंडिचर का जो स्टेटमेंट है बेसिकली उसको बजट बोलते हैं. फाइन प्रिया, प्रिंस, मनोहर, दीपक, अंजय, budget is equal to, it is a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure of the government of India in one financial year. जैसे घर का बजट होता है वैसे स्टेट का बजट भी होता है, वैसे लोकल गवर्नमेंट का भी बजट होता है, वैसे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की बजट होती है. ओके, फाइनेंशियल ईयर कब से शुरू होता है? व्हाट इज एनीवन? फाइनेंशियल ईयर कब से शुरू होता है, कब खत्म होता है? यस, सो फाइनेंशियल ईयर शुरू होता है 1 अप्रैल से 31 मार्च तक. राइट, फाइनेंशियल ईयर होता है 1 अप्रैल से. ओके, बजट कब प्रेजेंट किया जाता है? एनीवन? फरवरी में कब? You know the budget, there is a budget reform. There is a budget reform. कब हुआ था बजट रिफॉर्म? हाल में, लास्ट में. What was the reform? Yes, प्रिया, 2016 में क्या क्या हुआ था प्रिया बजट रिफॉर्म में?
Is it means there was a merge, I think?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Going right. You're going right.
I think so. Rail budget or कौन सा
merger of rail budget? Yes.
And the simple budget and the rail budget, I think इनका merge.
And yes, budget. Our general budget. That's called general budget.
Yes sir, general budget.
और फिर दूसरा क्या हुआ था? पहले 2016 से पहले बजट कब? लास्ट वीक ऑफ फरवरी में प्रेजेंट हुआ करता था. अब कब होता है? फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ फरवरी. Before 2016, the budget used to be presented in the last week of February. Now it is presented in the first week of February. लिख लीजिए इसको. That was the budget reform basically. Done. प्रिया, प्रिंस, मनोहर, दीपक, अंजय हो जाए तो बताइएगा. Okay, do it. Very good. Done, Arya? Okay, very good. Done, Deepak? Very good. Rose is not attending class from last 1 week, I think. Last 2 weeks. This is the second week he is not attending class. Is he attending other classes, Deepak? since he is not appearing this time, so he may not, you know. So it's not, you know, budget is not only containing estimated receipts and expenditure, it containing little more, like planning, schemes, right? So a budget contains, देखिए, a budget contains, इस सबको लिख लीजिए, जैसे लक्ष्मीकांत से मैंने टेपा है तो वहीं से है, estimated revenue and capital receipts, way and means to raise revenue, estimates of expenditure, and details of actual receipts and expenditure of the closing financial year. And the reason for any deficit or surplus in that year. Economic and financial policy भी होता है इसमें of the coming year. Taxation proposal, proposing of revenue, spending programs, and introduction of new schemes and projects. So you can write it. The budget contains these things. Now look at the constitutional provision of budget. आपको आर्टिकल कौन कौन सा देखना है अपार्ट फ्रॉम मैं जो पढ़ा रहा हूं बेयर एक्ट से, आर्टिकल 112, 113, 114, इस सब आर्टिकल को आप लोग देख लीजिएगा. आर्टिकल 112, 113, 114, 116 and 266, 267, 265, 265 भी देख लीजिएगा. अभी बता ही दूंगा मैं सारा क्लॉज. ये बजट से रिलेटेड है. एंड राइट, these articles are important. Important article लिख लीजिए. Important article regarding budget. Now comes you. Article 1112 says that the president shall, in respect of every financial year, cause to be laid before both the houses of parliament a statement of the estimated receipts and expenditure of the government of India for that year, and it is called annual financial statement. Right? So president shall every year or every financial year cause to be laid down the budget. Second is, no demand for grants shall be made except on the recommendation of the president. That is article 113. Without recommendation president के कोई भी ग्रांट नहीं किया जा सकता, डिमांड नहीं किया जा सकता. No demand for a grant shall be made except on the recommendation of the president. Third point लिखिए, no money shall be withdrawn from consolidated fund of India except appropriation made by the law. We'll tell you about appropriation bill. लिख लीजिए, no money shall be withdrawn from CFI except under appropriation made by law. And you know this fact.
So,
Uh-huh.
so in Article 113, it is demand for grant from the consolidated fund.
Yeah, exactly.
Then
So-
means the parliament has to take consent of the president while withdrawing money from the consolidated fund. Is it?
It has to actually is a money bill में as a money bill present होता है, right? So before presenting, there is a prior grant of the government of the president. जितने भी ग्रांट है वो पार्लियामेंट में एज ए मनी बिल इंट्रोड्यूस होता है, right? So there is always prior recommendation of the president. No money shall be withdrawn from Consolidated Fund of India except under appropriation made by the law. We'll tell you what is this in little later. Fourth point लिखिए, no money bill imposing tax shall be introduced in the parliament except on the recommendation of the president. Such a bill shall not be introduced in the Rajya Sabha. That's 117. We have already discussed it. Okay, no tax shall be levied or collected except by authority of the law. Article 265. No tax shall be levied or collected except by the authority of the law. Can police collect taxes? I'm giving you an example. Can police collect taxes? लिखिए, पहले लिख लीजिए, उसका आप बताइए. Sixth point है, Parliament can reduce or abolish a tax but cannot increase it. What does it mean? Have you written this constitutional provisions? Write it down. Write it down. आराम से. हो जाए तो बताइएगा. अरिंजय, दीपक, मनोहर, प्रिंस एंड प्रिया, if you are done. We are done. Okay. So Manohar, done. Okay. Now come to see. There are two kind of expenditure. एक होता है expenditure charged upon by the on CFI. सुन लीजिए, there are two kind of expenditure. लिखिए, इसी में 7वां पॉइंट लिखिए, ये छोड़ दीजिए, यहाँ पे लिखिए. लिखिए, there are two kind of expenditure. ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है, नहीं तो कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. There are two kinds of expenditure. पहला A, expenditure charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India. Consolidated Fund of India. अब ये क्या है समझाता हूं. चार्ज अपॉन कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया, जितनी सैलरी है, चाहे राष्ट्रपति को सैलरी जाता हो या कैट के ऑफिसर को सैलरी जाता हो, सीजीआई को सैलरी जाता हो, उसके ऑफिस का मेंटेनेंस सारा यहीं से होता है, राइट. और ये वोटेबल पार्ट नहीं होता है. दिस कैन बी डिस्कस्ड बट कैन नॉट बी पुट टू वोट. ये विदाउट वोट जाता है. चार्ज अपॉन, राइट. एक्सपेंडिचर चार्ज अपॉन, मैंने आप लिखा है केवल अपॉन द कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया. देखिए इसमें लिखिए, द प्रेसिडेंट CAD, SC and SC all gets from fund from this, all get drawn from this. So ये वोटेबल पार्ट नहीं होता है. चार्ज अपॉन द कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया. दूसरा पार्ट होता है बी. Am I clear? Priya, Prince, Manohar, Deepak, Arinjay. There are two kinds of expenditure. The expenditure charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India and expenditure made from the Consolidated Fund of India. Consolidated Fund of India. रेस्ट जो भी एक्सपेंडिचर होता है इसी से होता है. सारे स्कीम्स, सारे प्लानिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स, राइट. लिखिए ऑल प्लानिंग और प्लान्ड and non-planned expenditure are made from it. Right? It is a votable part. It is a votable part of the budget. ये वोटेबल पार्ट नहीं है, लिख लीजिए. इट इज नॉट वोटेबल पार्ट ऑफ द बजट. नॉट अ वोटेबल पार्ट ऑफ द बजट. लिख लीजिएगा तो बताइएगा. If you have done, then let me know. Okay, Arinjay, what is the difference between charged upon the CFI and charge made from the CFI?
Sir, charged upon, meaning that it pays for the salaries for some of the authorities within the government, like the president, the comptroller and auditor general, the Supreme Court and High Court judges.
Lok Sabha Speaker, Rajya Sabha Speaker, सबको यही
and their salaries cannot be cannot be set up or cannot be fixed by any voting mechanism in either of the houses.
Right. And what is charge made from?
When made from, you are planning the expenditure or any non-planned expenditure that the government is going to be incurring in the coming financial year. That can be estimated or budgeted as per the voting procedure of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
Right.
That is the expenditure that you're making from that CFI.
Okay, Deepak, now you tell me what is difference between the charge upon the CFI and charge made from the CFI. Just make it clear. दो चार बार repeat करेंगे ना सबको clear हो जाएगा. Yes.
Sir, charged
जानबूझ-
upon, yeah, sir, charged upon is the expenditure on the Consolidated Fund of India that is non-votable, and it includes the salaries of President,
Right.
Controller, Auditor General, Supreme Court and High Court judges. The charged from the expenditure proposed to be made from or charged from the Consolidated Fund of India is the votable component
Right.
of the expenditure. And
Come
all
again.
Sir, it is the votable
Which one?
component.
Which
Sir,
one?
is charged from. Sorry, made from.
Made from. Yeah.
Made from, not charged. Made from the Consolidated Fund of India. So all planned and non-planned expenditures are made from this. So अगर कोई planning आती है या फिर कोई plan या फिर कोई policies है, उसके लिए पैसे यहाँ से निकलेंगे.
Okay, very good, very good. और इसमें charge from इसमें क्या होता है? Charge upon में ये क्या होता है? Charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India.
It is the non-votable component और यहाँ से salaries जो
बड़े-बड़े लोगों को सैलरी आती है, ठीक है ना? हाँ, right. President, Speaker, Deputy Speaker, लोकसभा, CAG, SC, इवन उनके ऑफिस के जितने भी लोग हैं, उनको भी सैलरी यहीं से मिलती है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑफिस का मेंटेनेंस तक, हाई कोर्ट के मेंटेनेंस तक सारा पैसा यहीं से जाता है, वोटेबल पार्ट में. एनीवे, प्रिंस, आप बताएं क्या डिफरेंस है?
दिल्ली में लॉकडाउन लग गया.
हाँ, यही आपने सुनाया है. दिल्ली में लॉकडाउन 1 हफ्ते के लिए लग गया है. देखते कल घर से ही क्लास लूंगा.
Sir, there is two kinds of expenditure charged up from special fund. इंडिया जिसमें से प्रेसिडेंट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट का हर तरीके का सैलरी मेंटेनेंस वगैरह सब वहीं से जाता है. और दूसरे फंड में सर ऑल प्लान और नॉन प्लान एक्सपेंडिचर्स मेड फ्रॉम
ठीक है. ये नॉन वोटेबल पार्ट एंड दिस इज वोटेबल पार्ट.
हाँ, नॉन वोटेबल. यस सर.
Okay. Priya, can you repeat what is difference between the expenditure charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India and expenditure made from the Consolidated Fund of India?
So charged upon is non-votable. That is, the salaries will be given to the president, the CEC, CAG, etc. And in case of expenditure made from CFI, it is votable. So can we say any demand for grant, like for the policies implementation, it is
Charge made from.
okay.
Fine. हाँ. Charge upon जो है ना वो फिक्स्ड है. एक अमाउंट सैलरी फिक्स्ड है, वो हर साल विदाउट वोटिंग वो अपने आप पास हो जाएगा. बट अदरवाइज जितने भी स्कीम्स हैं वो प्लान हो, नॉन प्लान हो, और जितना एक्सपेंडिचर है और वो चार्ज मेड फ्रॉम होगा. एंड स्पेशल पार्ट इज दैट the parliament can discuss it and it can be put to the vote, but charge upon the Consolidated Fund of India can be discussed but cannot put to the vote. Right? ये डिस्कस हो सकता है लोकसभा में, but वोट नहीं हो सकता इसके ऊपर. वोटिंग नहीं होगी, ये अपने आप वैसे ही पास हो जाएगा.
So
Yes.
what is the scenario of voting here in case of made from CFI?
I'm coming, just अभी आ रहे वोटिंग के ऊपर. बजट.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Okay. Now come to the enactment of the budget. So here we will discuss about what is how we do that. देखिए enactment of the budget. How budget is enacted. So the first step is लिखिए preparation of the budget. It is prepared by the finance minister in consultation with different ministries, Niti Aayog, different ministries, Niti Aayog and Niti Aayog, different ministries and Niti Aayog. और दूसरा नहीं होता है. That is the first preparation of the budget. You know, budget for कब present होता है? Anyone? पार्लियामेंट में बजट पहली बार कब प्रेजेंट किया जाता है? फरवरी में, राइट? यस, बट प्रिपरेशन बजट कब शुरू होता है? एनीवन? नो, इट स्टार्ट्स इन अगस्त. अगस्त सितंबर, राइट? अगस्त सितंबर से शुरू हो जाता है बनना शुरू. What is that?
सर, बजट प्रेजेंट करने से पहले वो लोग हलवा बना के खाते हैं. There is this ritual kind of thing that goes on.
Just to explain it, we'll have to look at halwa celebration.
Yeah, ऐसा actually it's a norm.
अच्छा, बताएं मुझे. I don't know. Just heard first time. बजट प्रेजेंटेशन से पहले दीपा, Priya, what do you know about this halwa ceremony?
Yes, sir. I has also heard about it that before the preparation of the budget, there is a halwa
Preparation or presentation?
presentation. Not, I think before the preparation, I think not such presentation. Before the presentation, there is a ceremony that
Okay.
they made the halwa.
Actually sir, जब बजट का डिस्कशन सबको, मतलब नॉट डिस्कशन, जब प्रेपरेशन होता है बजट का प्रेजेंटेशन में, सो उन सबको राइट करना पड़ता है ना, लिखना पड़ता है. सो उसको जब ड्राफ्ट किया जाता है ना, सो जो लोग ड्राफ्ट कर रहे हैं उनको अलाउड ही नहीं है नॉर्थ या साउथ ब्लॉक में जहाँ पे ड्राफ्टिंग होती है उधर से वो लीव करें. सो उन लोग का खाना पीना सोना वहीं पे रहता है. ओके, एंड दैट थिंग, और जब फाइनल ड्राफ्ट उसका रेडी हो जाता है प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए, देन मतलब पार्लियामेंट में प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए, तो पहला जो सेरेमनी होती है वो ये होती है हलवा वाली, which is distributed to those who, or to all those who have taken part in this budget preparation.
ये तो अच्छी बात है, खो हलवा खा करके इतना बजट प्रेजेंट करते हैं. उनको तो और भी कुछ देना चाहिए, हलवा सेरेमनी और कुछ सेरेमनी करना चाहिए. इंडिया बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, ऑफ कोर्स. Anyway, now the second is presentation of the budget. चलिए बताइए क्या होता है प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ बजट. अरिंजय, you people name. Yes, प्रिंस, क्या कहना चाहते हैं आप?
इस बार बजट आईपैड पे नहीं आया था. सर इस बार जैसे वो बजट की कॉपी लाते हैं ना, वो आईपैड, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ना आईपैड लेके आई थी.
ओके.
इट्स फर्स्ट टाइम ऑनलाइन बजट. यस,
ऑनलाइन बजटिंग. ओके, दिस टाइम.
वो खूब लंबा, मतलब बड़ा भी था सर पढ़ने में, तो उनको बीच में कोई दिक्कत भी हुई थी, तब फिर किसी और ने पढ़ा था वो बाकी का.
ठीक है. This was the first time online budget, right? That's good. Okay, tell me, Priya, about presentation of budget. Who present the budget and when?
So it is the president, I think, in front of the parliament present the budget.
Is it?
Prepared by the finance minister, but I think no, sir. I think it was in public account committee. The CAG report present by the president.
No. Okay, Arinjay, tell me, who present the budget?
I think the finance minister.
It's the finance minister. Priya?
Just wait, sir. I'll reconnect.
Yes, sir. It's finance minister. I just confused with the public account committee. There, the CAG report is laid in front of parliament by
Budget
president.
speech, then economic survey. Right. So first they speak on the budget and then they release the economic survey. At first instances, you know, what is the when it is presented? Deepak, दिन बताइए मुझे.
First week of February.
Yeah, first day of February. Or not first week, first day of February. हाँ पहले ब्रीफ केस आता था पहले, उसके बाद यस अब टैबलेट आने लगा है, नो प्रॉब्लम. द फर्स्ट डे ऑफ फरवरी. पहले कब होता था? 2016 से पहले. प्रिया? Before
Sir, it was the last week of February.
Last day or last week, yes, last week of first day, right? So first day of the last week. तो केवल उस दिन. हाँ
कुछ ऐसा भी था जब पीएम ने वो वोट उल्टी करके दिखाई थी कि हम हमेशा लंदन के टाइम पे बजट रिलीज करते हैं, तो इसीलिए उन्होंने टाइम चेंज करके फिर वोट सीधी करके उन्होंने कहा आज से इस टाइम पे होगा. कुछ ऐसा भी तो हुआ था बजट के टाइम पे ना, जब ये चेंज हुआ था 2016 में.
टाइमिंग
नहीं सर, जैसे मतलब मान लो 5 बजे होता है तो हमारे यहाँ 5 बज गए ना, तो घड़ी को उल्टा करोगे तो वो लंदन का टाइम हो जाएगा.
ओके, इज इट दैट? नो
नहीं, कुछ ऐसा करके कौन सा कुछ दिया था उन्होंने, कुछ ऐसा करके.
हमारे लंदन के टाइम में 5.5 घंटे का अंतर है, तो अगर उल्टा करेंगे तो कैसे हो जाएगा लंदन का टाइम? नहीं, कुछ ऐसे करके दिया था. मैं वही चीज आपको बोल रहा हूँ, कुछ ऐसे करके बताया था और इसको लेके फिर उसके बाद बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रोवर्सी हुई थी. ओके, प्राइम मिनिस्टर तो है ही हमारे ideal. yes, so no problem. Okay, so two things are done. One is budget speech and second is economic survey. So and budget is presented, right? And there is a reaction of every party, right? And so first is second is presentation of the budget. इस दिन बजट प्रेजेंट हो जाता है, फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री बजट स्पीच देते हैं और इकोनॉमिक सर्वे को रिलीज करते हैं इसी दिन, जिस इकोनॉमिक सर्वे को आप लोग भी पढ़ते हैं. फाइन, आप लोग भी पढ़ते हैं, हम लोग भी पढ़ते हैं. इकोनॉमिस्ट ज्यादा ध्यान से पढ़ते हैं, उनको पढ़ाना होता है आप लोगों को. फाइन, नाउ कम द थर्ड स्टेज. थर्ड स्टेज इज DRSCs. That means जनरल डिस्कशन के बाद बजट कहाँ चला जाता है? 1 वीक के बाद बजट जाता है डिपार्टमेंटल रिलेटेड स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के पास. थर्ड स्टेज लिखिए, बजट इन द DRSCs, डिपार्टमेंटल रिलेटेड स्टैंडिंग कमेटी. लिखिए, आफ्टर a weak discussion, अभी voting नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है? Budget goes to different departmental related standing committee. Departmentally related standing committee for examination. For examination. Fine. अलग-अलग डिपार्टमेंटल रिलेटेड स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में एग्जामिनेशन के लिए जाती है. कितना डिपार्टमेंटल रिलेटेड स्टैंडिंग कमेटी है हमारे पास पार्लियामेंट में? In the third steps, the budget goes to the different departmentally related standing committee for examination. How many DRSCs we have in the parliament? There are 24 DRSCs in the parliament. Which examines budget in detail. कितने वीक तक करता है ये लोग? Any idea? Priya, any idea how long this DRCs take to examine the budget?
No, sir.
Okay. Anyone? Deepak? Okay. It takes 3 weeks. And then during this period, Parliament goes in recess. I have many कहीं पढ़ा था मैं last time रात में कल ढूंढ रहा था कहीं नहीं मिला मुझे. But if that is in my mind, we have to check on. मैंने Google से check नहीं किया. During this period ना, during 3 weeks, Parliament, especially Lok Sabha, goes for recess. Don't write it, but we have to check and we have to confirm. मैंने online नहीं check किया, पढ़ा था मैंने जब डिटेल में कभी बजट पढ़ा था कैसे बजट पास होता है एक चीज पढ़ा था. तो 3 वीक ये एग्जामिन करता है. 3 वीक के बाद फिर से पार्लियामेंट सेशन में आता है और उसके बाद वोटिंग होती है on different demands. So fourth stage is voting on demands. Fourth stage is voting on demand. Done? You have done? Okay. Priya, Prince तो बोल दिया. Manohar, Deepak, Arinjay. Done? So please check. I will also check whether these 3 weeks Parliament, especially Lok Sabha session में रहता है कि नहीं रहता है. I think it goes for recess. और 3 वीक के बाद फिर से पार्लियामेंट्री सेशन होती है लोक सभा, क्योंकि लोक सभा का ज्यादा कंट्रोल है बजट के ऊपर. Now voting on demand. So there are in this stage, in this stage all demand and grants are discussed and voted separately. Right? There are three kind of policy cut motion. यहाँ पर there are three kinds of cut motion in the parliament. ए लिखिए पॉलिसी कट मोशन, पॉलिसी कट मोशन। बी है इकोनॉमिक कट, इकोनॉमिक कट मोशन। एंड थर्ड है, उसको बोलते हैं टोकन कट मोशन। अब बात करते हैं ये तीनों है क्या। दिस वोटिंग ऑन डिमांड, इस टाइम पे पार्लियामेंट आपस में आके बैठती है और फिर हर हर ग्रांट पे, हर डिमांड पे सेपरेट डिस्कशन होता है और वोटिंग होती है। देयर आर थ्री काइंड ऑफ मोशन इन द पार्लियामेंट। कट मोशन मतलब बजट को कट करने के लिए ये मोशन होती है। पॉलिसी कट, इकोनॉमिक कट एंड टोकन कट। अगर ये पास हो जाता है तो फॉलो करना पड़ता है। बताते हैं क्या होता है। कम टू ए पॉलिसी कट मोशन। पॉलिसी कट मोशन लिखिए। इट इज अ मोशन फॉर disapproval of certain plans and program, schemes, the entire fund is reduced to ₹1. Token cut motion, basically it is a motion for disapproval of certain plan or scheme. The entire fund is reduced to ₹1. अब मान लीजिए कोई प्लान है, किसी मिनिस्ट्री ने दिया है और जब ये डिस्कशन होता है पार्लियामेंट में तो उस वक्त ये पॉलिसी कट मोशन इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाता है और फिर कहा जाता है कि इस जो प्रोग्राम है, ये जो प्लान है, उसका फंड ₹1 कर दिया जाए। मतलब ₹1 में कोई प्लान होगा नहीं, कोई स्कीम चलेगी नहीं, यानी कि वो पॉलिसी वहीं पे खत्म हो जाती है। अरुणजय, दीपक, मनोहर, प्रिंस, प्रिया। Writing part done, then if you have done writing part, then I'll ask you to define. Priya, what is policy cut motion?
So policy cut means not giving your consent to any kind of policy,
Right.
or to reduce the allocation of fund to that policy, to reduce that fund to ₹1.
₹1. Very good. Very good. Prince, what is policy cut motion?
सर डिसअप्रूवल करना है प्लान के प्रोग्राम का और उसको फंड को ₹1 पेश कर देंगे जिससे वो ऑटोमेटिकली होगा।
काम ही नहीं कर पाए. Right. Deepak, what is policy cut motion?
So in this motion, there is a disapproval of certain programs or schemes that was initiated earlier, and the fund is reduced to ₹1. So one question, so why ₹1? They could just simply cancel out the fund.
It's symbolic. It's symbolic. Disapproval. कि अगर ₹1 कर दो तो मतलब it's symbolic. That means your policy is not going to be approved by the parliament.
Okay.
Right. So it's not totally. It's actually totally rejection, but symbolically, okay, ठीक है ₹1 में क्या होता है? कुछ नहीं होता है. But this is the tradition of the parliament. Budget हमारा जो process होता है, that is that follow the rules and procedure of the parliament. कोई हमारे पास constitution में इसका explanation है. Now come to which economic cut motion. B is economic cut motion. It is a lump sum cut for a particular program. लम्प सम मीन्स कि कुछ भी अंदाजा करके, मान लीजिए कोई भी प्रोग्राम है और वो 5 लाख करोड़ डिमांड कर रहा है, ठीक है, 5 लाख करोड़. आप बोलेंगे कि भाई इसको 5 लाख करोड़ से हटा करके इसको 3 लाख करोड़ तक रिड्यूस कीजिए. इकोनॉमिक कट मोशन, इट इज अ लम्प सम कट फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर प्लान प्रोग्राम. सिंपल भाषा में it is a lump sum cut for a particular program. So अगर 5 लाख का कोई प्रोग्राम है, मान लीजिए कोई स्कीम है, तो पार्लियामेंट में अगर टोकन कट मोशन, इकोनॉमिक कट मोशन होता है, तो इसको क्या करेंगे, मान लीजिए कि फॉर एग्जांपल 5 लाख करोड़ है, तो इसको क्या करेंगे, हम 3 लाख करोड़ तक रिड्यूस कर देंगे. तो कितना हो गया, 2 लाख करोड़ तो हमने इसको कट कर दिया. It would be called as a economic cut motion. Parinjay, got the point? Tell me what is economic cut motion?
It is quite simply a lump sum cut made on any proposed program, plan, or scheme,
Right.
wherein a certain percentage of the allocated amount would be deducted.
Exactly.
Based on requirement and needs.
Right, right. Very good. Very good. Is it clear, everyone? Tell me, Priya, Prince, Manohar, Deepak. क्लियर है? नहीं क्लियर है तो बताइए, मैं दोबारा बताऊंगा. प्रिया, now come to the token cut motion. Right? So A का उल्टा है C. ये डिसअप्रूवल है, यानी ₹1 तक रिड्यूस किया जाता है. टोकन कट मोशन मतलब अप्रूवल होता है. टोकन लिखिए, टोकन कट मोशन, इट इज अ मोशन फॉर अप्रूवल फॉर प्लान and schemes, right? The total amount is reduced by the total amount is reduced by ₹100. मान लीजिए कुछ भी अमाउंट है, उसको ₹100 कट कर लेते हैं लोग. It is a motion for approval for the plan and schemes. The total amount is reduced by only 1 minute. Reduced by 100 minutes. 1 minute. Is it? mistake. It is a motion for approval for the plan and schemes. The total amount is reduced from the plan is 100. Yeah, Priya, did you get it? What is this? What is economic cut motion?
So
Both.
economic, in case of economic cut
No,
motion,
sorry,
there
cut,
is a,
token cut.
okay, sir.
What
In
is
case of token cut, it is a kind of giving your approval or giving your consent.
Right.
It is opposite to the policy cut. Like here also there is a means the cut is there, but it is only by 100 rupees.
Only 100 rupees, right?
Yes.
That means you should go for the plan. You go, right? Fine. Okay. A Prince, clear, Manohar, Deepak, Arinjay. क्लियर है तो बताइए दीपक क्या है आप बता दीजिए व्हाट इज टोकन कट मोशन
This is a motion for the approval of certain plans. And the total approved from the total approved amount for that particular plans, there is a reduction of rupee 100.
सो 100 रुपए का मात्र कट होता है यानी कि पार्लियामेंट हैज अप्रूव्ड दैट एनी पर्टिकुलर प्लान राइट सो आई एम स्टॉपिंग हियर टुडे we'll resume here on the same topic tomorrow, and tomorrow I will finish this budget and the particular technicality in the parliament. This is 0 hour different kind of motions hain. What is motions, what is adjournment motion, नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन हो गया है उसको करके थोड़ा लोकसभा राज्यसभा देखते हैं कल कितना होता है आई एम ट्राइंग टू फिनिश इट अर्ली बट आई एम स्टॉपिंग नाउ टुडे विल सी यू टुमारो ओके प्रिया प्रिंस मनोहर दीपक अरिंजय मोस्ट वेलकम सी यू टुमारो